A few weeks ago, our cameras captured the emotional collision of the lives of two men who share a painful past. Tonight you will see an abuser, an accuser, and an apology, words some have waited decades to hear. Imagine growing up voiceless.
So I just decided, okay, Jack, you got to handle this your way. And my way was, okay, I got to keep it quiet.
And decades later, finding your voice.
What's wrong with you?
Imagine growing up in fear.
I was just scared.
And decades later,
why'd you do it?
Confronting the one you feared.
Why did you abuse me?
Face to face. Jack Klein hadn't expected to face his abuser on this day, but he's thought about it plenty.
I made a promise to myself a long time ago that if I ever got the opportunity to confront him, I'd be ready.
A long time ago, when Jack Klein was just 13, his parents sent him to visit Father Tom Adamson, who'd been their beloved parish priest from Adrian, Minnesota. Klein says Adamson molested him for the first time after a shower.
Went to bed that night, and he comes in. And, at that point, he knew he had me, There was no place I could go, nothing I could do.
It would happen again a few more times as Jack grew up. He never told.
Didn't really think anybody would believe me, just because of his status.
Even as other men came forward, more than 24 would claim Adamson abused them. He stayed quiet until his father died in 1994, and then he told his mom.
She called Bishop Velazny at that time and told him the situation, and he sent me a letter of apology.
It helped, but it wasn't enough. He imagined facing Adamson, not as a scared child, but as an adult looking for answers.
I always had this vision that someday maybe the church would come around and we would be able to sit down and talk to him and tell him how it affected our lives.
He never met with Adamson, but did get in touch with others Adamson had abused and found his way to a group called SNAP, a survivors network. It's begun outing former priests now living unsupervised in the community despite admitting to child abuse.
Just talking to your neighbor.
On this day, the SNAP attack is directed at Adamson. He's worked for years for a Wisconsin nursing home. They knew nothing of his background. SNAP's intent here?
Just let the boss at the place, guy that owns this place, know that if he's got a pedophile running around.
Jack Klein goes along to watch. The late arrival of a local newspaper guy covering SNAP delays the group from going into the nursing home. And in that time, Tom Adamson himself drives up. He is coming to work.
That wasn't fate. God wanted me to talk to him.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why'd you do it? Why did you abuse me? Why did you abuse all those kids?
I was nervous. No doubt. I felt safe. I didn't, unlike the other times in the past that way back when I never felt safe.
Why did you abuse all those kids? Me included. Do you remember the rectory?
I don't remember you really, huh?
Do you remember?
I thought he would recognize me, which is really naive on my part. Why would I think that, this guy who's, sexually abused how many kids?
Jim and Klein, you don't remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You don't remember me.
That's all I can say is I'm sorry.
The apology goes by so quickly, Jack Klein doesn't catch it.
Do you remember the rectory in Fountain, Minnesota? Do you remember it in the sacristy at St. Adrian? All those times. Do you remember? Well, I remember it very vividly.
I don't hate him. I hate what he did.
You are a sick man, and you need help.
I think in the way I said that he was a sick man, I wanted him to hear that only because I wanted him to know that I'm not. He's the sick person. I'm not the sick person.
It's too bad that your bosses didn't help you 40 years ago, because that's when it should have happened.
It's only after watching videotape of the whole exchange that Jack Klein catches the words.
You don't remember me.
That's all I can say is I'm sorry.
I felt a burden that I'd been carrying for a long time kind of just pass over to him, because now it's his turn. He's going to carry it.
It's a feeling he wants others to have.
To the other survivors out there that were sexually abused by him, I was speaking for you too. And I want you to know that.
What's wrong with you?
Does it change anything? Can something like this really help someone heal? Certainly, there is great power in a moment in which the voiceless.
I thank God. I feel fortunate that because for somebody to have that opportunity, it
finds a voice.
Pretty rare. I also thank God that I had the composure to say and ask what I wanted to ask.
Jack Klein was not able to sue Tom Adamson or the Catholic Church. His alleged abuse took place too long ago. I'm Trish Van Pilsum for the Fox 9 Investigators.